I'm going to do this live video. So thanks for joining. This is Friday, 5:30 our time, and we're doing Vinyasa Yoga with the Rusas right now. And I'm having my Facebook friends join. I'm going to turn it around so they can see me. Okay. Oh, geez. Okay. I guess it won't work that way. Oh, here. Hold on a second. Let's see. Okay. All right, awesome. So let's begin. Why don't we begin on our backs this time? We'll begin on our backs and just lie. Just make yourself comfortable and just bring yourself onto your mat and just bring yourself into the present moment and just connect with your breath. Put all your worries behind you. They're off the mat in the other room. And just notice your breath, notice your body. If you have any aches and pains or discomforts going on, just let them be. Notice them. And just bring your attention to your breath. Notice the rise of your chest on the inhale and the sinking of your chest on the exhale. Another breath. Let's just fill up our lungs, starting with the abdomen and the stomach and into the chest. Breathing deeply, filling up your lungs, and then exhale, all that air out of your lungs, pressing it out through your chest, your stomach, and then your abdomen. Let's inhale again, using your diaphragm, filling up your abdomen, your stomach, and your chest. And at the top of that, take another little sip of air. Hold it for 2 seconds. 1, 2, and then exhale, releasing all that stale air through your chest and your stomach, pressing down on your abdomen. And then at the end of that, push out a last puff of air and hold it. 1, 2, inhale again. Filling up those lungs. Reaching high with that diaphragm. And hold it at the top of that. 1, 2, and exhale again, one last time. Releasing all that stale air, pushing it all out at the bottom, and then take another, hold it here, 1, 2, and then just continue with your normal breathing. Let's go ahead and connect with our Ujjayi breath where we constrict the muscles in the back of the throat. So you'll hear the sound of a weight in the back of your throat as you do this. And then go ahead and close your mouth, inhaling through your nose. Breathing deeply. And then exhale slowly through your nose. Hearing that sound of the wave in the back of your ear. Inhale again. Listening to that nice soothing sound. And then exhale. Let's go ahead and bring our feet onto the mat so you're bending your knees. And continue with that Ujjayi breath. We're going to go ahead and inhale as we lift our hips up. And then exhale, slowly bringing your hips down to the ground, one vertebrae at a time. On the exhale. Inhale, lifting up, pressing your feet into the mat. Lifting up gently. And then exhale, coming down to the mat. Let's include our arms. So inhale as you reach your arms up over your head. As you lift your pelvic bone. And then exhale, bring your hands down. So this is Vinyasa style yoga where and then we're going to inhale, bring everything up. Inhale, exhale, bring everything down. This is where we connect our breath with our movement in Vinyasa style yoga. So I'm going to cue you. Inhaling as you lift your pelvic bone, lifting your arms up over your head. And exhale, bring everything back down. So as we go through our practice this evening, Just remember to keep your breath, inhale, in sync with your movement. Exhale down. Let's bring everything back up on the inhale. And so remember to use that Ujjayi breath. Exhale down throughout your practice as you move. Inhale one last time, lifting up your pelvic bone, arms reach up. And then exhale, bringing those hands down and finally resting your pelvic bone on the ground. Let's go ahead and straighten that left leg and bring the right knee to your chest. Nice deep stretch. I wanted to remind you, if anybody has your, I can actually mute you guys, but if you can mute it, that'd be great. And go ahead and release your leg, extending it out, and then bring your other knee in, extending the right leg out. Nice deep breaths, just pressing your spine into the earth, opening up your heart and your chest a little bit here, as well as your hips. And then exhale, bring that leg back down. Let's bring the right leg back in, hug that knee in close. And then exhale, extending that knee long. Let's bring the other knee back in. Exhale, knee releases. And let's go ahead and bring ourselves up to a sitting pose by turning to your right and then pressing yourself up gently, coming into a nice, comfortable seated pose, facing me. So meet me here and sit tall on your sits bones. Let's go ahead and inhale our arms up to the sky and then turn to the right, and we're going to bring our hand to the knee and one hand comes down. So we're pressing our navel in. Inhale to lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale to turn. Inhale, lift up again. Exhale to turn. Maybe you're able to look behind you now, stretching your torso, creating space where you need it. Nice detoxifying twist. Inhale, reaching your arms up over your head, slowly turning over to the left side. Exhale, landing your hand on a knee, and the other hand goes behind you. Inhale to lift. Lengthening the spine. Exhale to turn. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn. Inhale, lift one last time, and exhale to turn. Maybe you're able to look over your shoulder. Breathe deeply here. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Let's go ahead and lift our arms up over our heads. And exhale, landing those hands on the mat in front of you. Grounding your sits bones into the earth as you do this. And just maybe your chin meets your chest. Elongate your spine. Feels that nice lengthening in your spine. Maybe walk your hands out a little bit more if you can. And let's go to the right side again. Get in a side stretch here. Feel free to put your left hand over your right if you want. Grounding that left sits bone. Nice deep breaths. Ujjayi breath is your friend. Inhale back to center. And then walk it over to the left side. Breathing as you do so. And then go ahead and place the right hand over the left this time and pressing down, grounding that right sits bone. Breathe here. Nice deep stretch of that side. Inhale back to center. One last time. And then go ahead and gently walk yourself back, walk your hands back up, sitting up tall. Let's bring our hands behind us and lift the sternum. Hands are pointed toward the back, away from you. Inhale to lift your sternum, opening up those shoulders and that chest, getting a nice stretch in your shoulders, connecting your shoulder blades. Inhale to come back to center. Let's come onto our hands and knees and do a couple quick cat and cows. So we're going to inhale to lift for cow pose, elongating, and then exhale to round your back for angry cat. Rounding, separating those shoulder blades, and inhale, coming back into cow pose. Exhale to round again, starting with the sacrum, moving up the spine, chin meets the chest finally. Exhale, moving into the other direction, so you're in cow pose. Tailbone points up, shining the heart forward. All 10 fingers are pressing into the mat evenly. Round one last time for angry cat. And maybe your arch goes a little higher than it did last time. And feel free to turn, curve your spine the other way, so you wiggle from side to side here if you want. And then finally come into a neutral cat pose. Really reach up spine high, and then inhale one last time to cow pose. So moving your tailbone pointing up, shining your heart forward. Your shoulder blades press into the chest. And finally coming into a neutral tabletop. Let's reach that left arm long and the right leg long, flexing that foot, reaching, draw your navel in, and let's go ahead and float the left arm left and right leg left. Breathe here, use your Ujjayi breath. You should be able to hear other people in the room breathing like this if you have other people there. Exhale back to center and bring it down to the mat. Let's bring out the right arm and left leg. Stretch it out, draw the navel in. Breathe here. And your neck is neutral here, you're looking down. Let's go ahead and float that right arm right and left leg left. Using your core, draw in your navel. Breathe, use your Ujjayi breath. And then exhale back to center and bring both hand and knee back down to the mat. Let's bring our hands onto, we're going to set up for chaturanga. And so your hands are going to be right under your shoulders, shoulder distance apart, and your knees are hip distance apart. So we're in this modified plank. If you want to do the full plank vinyasa, you can come off your knees. And if you want to stay on your knees, obviously modify this way. So I'm going to cue the full plank, and you shift your head forward by pressing your toes into the mat. So shifting forward, bend your elbows so they brush your side body. Again, if your elbows are splaying, it's better just to modify staying on your knees here. This is not an easy pose. And then exhale all the way down to the mat. Tops of the feet are on the mat, pressing down. And hands are next to the side ribs at a 90-degree angle. And we're going to lift up for low cobra. Pressing your shoulders down, legs are strong. Exhale, left cheek to the mat. Inhale, lifting up again, low cobra. Feel free to float your hands here. Legs are strong. Exhale, right cheek to the mat. We're going to press our hands, prepare your shoulders by sliding them down your back and curl your toes. Inhale to press yourself up and then move into your Adho Mukha Savasana, downward facing dog. So walk it out here. Feel free to catch your breath. We're going to go through that once again, and I'm going to cue the full vinyasa, lifting for upward facing dog. And you can also modify staying in the cobra. And I know there's some modifications needed for certain spine issues. So if you need to modify, feel free to do that. So let's exhale to plank pose. Bend your elbows so they brush your side body. Before you do that, you need to press your toes into the mat. So shifting your head forward. Exhale to bend your elbows. Turn your toes, inhaling to rise to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Very good. And you're pressing your hands into the mat, sparking your fingers, pressing into the webbing between the index fingers and thumbs. Externally rotating at the shoulders, and think about rolling the outside edges of your armpits down toward the earth. This is an invigorating pose, energizing, warming. You want to slide your shoulder blades up toward your spot, toward your pelvic bone. And you're making an inverted V with your body. Let's go ahead and exhale, placing the right foot at the top of the mat, and then left foot meets it. Inhale, halfway up, finding Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping your arms up over your heads, reaching up tall. Utthita Hastasana. And let's go ahead and do a little back bend here. Interlace your fingers, reaching up high. Exhale to bend backwards slightly, looking up toward the sky. Inhale, reaching back to center. And then exhale, bring your hands down. And then hands come to the heart in prayer pose. Very good. Let's go ahead and warm up a little bit more. Inhale and bring our arms up over the head. Grasp your left hand in your right and lift it up on the inhale. And exhale to bend to the right. Breathing, opening up that heart. Inhale to lift up. Let's switch hands. So lifting your right arm up. Exhale to the left side. Breathing, opening up your chest to the sky. Maybe even lifting past your elbow. Inhale to lift back up. And reaching up again in this Utthita Hastasana, which is also energizing. Exhale to forward fold, hinging at the hips, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway up. Find your Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping your arms up over your head. Arms up, and then exhale, finally hands to heart. Beautiful work. So let's go ahead and begin our sun salutations. Inhale as you lift your arms up over your head. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway up, hands come to shins. Exhale, hands to the mat, feet go back. And go ahead and vinyasa through. Inhale to rise, exhale to downward facing dog. On the next inhale, let's lift that right leg up high to the sky. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Let's find equal weight in both hands in this three-legged dog. Opening up your hip, nice deep breaths, using your Ujjayi breath. And let's go ahead and square your hip and bring the knee forward. We're gonna keep it here for a moment. Quick breath. Inhale, leg back up to the sky. Exhale, knee to right tricep. Inhale, leg back up. Exhale, knee to left tricep. Inhale, leg back up. And then exhale, landing that foot on the earth. Let's go ahead and lift that left leg up high to the sky. Bend the knee, open up that hip, keeping your hands equally weighted. Breathing here, creating length and space. Exhale, squaring your hip, bring that knee forward so you're in cheetah pose. Inhale, leg back up. Exhale, knee to left tricep. Breathing here. Inhale, leg back up. Exhale, crossing that knee over to your right tricep. Inhale, leg back up. And exhale, landing that foot on the earth. Let's go ahead and land our knees on the earth now. Coming into a child's pose. Knees go wide, hips to heels. Forehead can land on the mat. You can have your arms forward or alongside your legs. And just remember that this is a restorative pose. You can come here throughout the practice at any point when your body requires it or needs it. And let's go ahead and take another inhale. Bring our arms to press ourselves up, coming back into our Ardha Mukha Savasana. And let's go ahead and go through a vinyasa again. So exhale to plank and go here, chaturanga. Inhale, coming up to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Let's walk to the top of the mat, stepping with your left foot and then with your right. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, coming all the way back up. And exhale, finally hands to heart. And let's go ahead and inhale, arms up once again. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway up, hands come to the shins. Exhale, hands to the mat, feet go back. And vinyasa through for me. Inhale, back to downward facing dog. On the next inhale, let's lift that right leg up high to the sky. And this time we're going to bend it to land the foot between the hands. Back heel goes flat. Inhale to rise to Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. So your front knee tracks over the second toe. And your back foot is at a slight angle. Arms are shoulder height. You're pressing through all four corners of your feet. Shoulders slide down your back. Drawing your navel in. And while your left leg is externally rotating, you're actually internally rotating at the hip so that your thigh is working toward, rolling toward the inside of your leg. So it'll never get there, but it's working towards squaring to the top of the mat. This is also a heating pose, Warrior 2, Strong Warrior. Let's go ahead and come into Reverse Warrior, reaching that right arm up, left arm slides down your back. Nice deep breath. You can wrap that left arm behind you if you like. Breathing. Inhale, coming back into Virabhadrasana 2. Let's come into a peaceful warrior, lifting that left arm and right arm goes behind you to land on that thigh. Breathing, reaching high in this warrior pose. And go ahead and inhale, coming back into Vira 2. Let's do Trikonasana. So straighten that front leg, hinge the hips back, reach forward with the arms and rotate the body. And you can land on your hands on a block or your shin or the earth, whichever works for you. If you can land your hand flat, it can ground you so that you can press into it to open up your shoulders, reaching long in every direction. Broaden your collarbones here and soften that front knee, never locking it. Draw the navel in, reaching long in every direction. Inhale to lift back up, coming into Vira 2. Kimberly, are you here? I think my dog is getting into something. Let's go ahead and cartwheel down to the mat. Bring that foot behind you and go ahead and vinyasa through. Inhale to rise. Exhale to downward facing dog. I just got to check on my dog to see what she's getting. There. I thought it was my dog. All right, Kimberly's here. So let's go ahead and work on the other side. So left leg rises on the inhale. Exhale, laying that foot between the hands, back heel goes flat. Inhale to rise to Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. You got front heel back arch alignment. And you're pressing through the long edge of this back foot while the thigh, it is externally rotating, but you're internally rotating at the hip socket. So you're really trying, it's working toward squaring with the top of the mat, even though it will never happen. So your knee tracks over the second toe, arms are shoulder height. Draw the navel in, shoulders slide down the back, lift the crown of the head. And maybe even put a deeper bend in that knee if you can. You're working toward getting that front thigh parallel with the earth. This is a heating pose. You can feel that. Let's do reverse warrior. So lifting that left hand up toward the sky. Right hand slides down the leg or wraps behind you. You can place the fingers on your thigh. Breathing, opening up your side body. Creating space where you need it. Another breath. Inhale, coming back into Vira 2. Let's go ahead and come into Trikonasana triangle pose. Straighten that front leg, hips slide back. Reach forward as far as you can with your arms and rotate the body. And look up at the thumb if you like. You can lay your hands on the shin or a block or the earth. It's kind of nice to use a block, and it's always a good thing. Never a sign of weakness. But if you want to place your hand flat on there, you can rebound off of it, feeling yourself coming further into this pose. Broadening your collarbones, deepening into it, softening that front knee. And let's go ahead and inhale to lift ourselves up, moving back into our Vira 2. Very nice, beautiful work. Inhale, exhale down to the mat. Foot goes back. And exhale into your chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. So that was a nice flow. Let's go ahead and walk to the top of the mat, first with the right foot, then with the left. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Coming all the way back up. Exhale, hands to heart. So we'll go through that once again, and I'm going to just cue the breath, more or less. I'll try to help out if it's necessary, but just go ahead and move with your own breath, and if you're not with me, just meet me where you are in your own practice at your own pace. So let's go ahead and begin. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Feet go back. Exhale, vinyasa, flow. Inhale, up, and exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, land the foot between the hands. Back heel goes flat. Inhale to rise, Vira 2. On the next inhale, raise that right arm up. Reverse warrior. Inhale back to Vira 2. Straighten that right leg, hinge the hips back. Reach forward with the arms, rotate the body for Trikonasana. Inhale to rise, Vira 2. Exhale, cartwheel down to the mat, bring that foot back, flow through your vinyasa. Inhale up, exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up high to the sky. Exhale, land the foot between the hands, back heel goes flat. Inhale to rise, Vira 2. Next inhale, raise that left arm up. Right arm can wrap or go straight. Inhale back to Vira 2. Exhale to triangle Trikonasana, straightening out left leg, hips hinge back. Reach forward with the arms and rotate the body. Opening up here. Inhale to lift back up, coming into Vira 2. And go ahead and cartwheel down to the mat. Foot goes back, and vinyasa here, any way that feels good for you. Meet me in downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and meet at the top of the mat. Let's go ahead and do some, just take some small steps, mini little steps, walking all the way to the top of the mat. And maybe you can keep your hands flat. Maybe you can't when your feet finally get to the top. It's pretty hard. And let's just lie, stay in this Uttanasana forward fold for a moment and breathe. This is a calming pose. Breathe again. Let's bring our hands, finding Ardha Uttanasana. Bring them to the shins. Exhale, forward fold Uttanasana once again. Inhale to rise up. Bring your arms up above you. And then exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful work. I'm going to go ahead and go through a eagle pose with you, Garudasana. So let's prepare for that. So we're going to start with the right side. So weighting your left foot, lifting your right knee off the ground. And this is certainly an option if you just want to stay here, and if you want to wrap, just cross your right knee over your left, and if you can wrap it all the way around your ankle, go ahead. And if you can bring your arms to cactus, go ahead and do that. If you can bring your right arm under the left, go ahead and cross that through. And finding a drishta, a non-moving point, is helpful. Lift your elbows to shoulder height. Draw your navel in, use your core and your breath. Focusing on that drishta, that non-moving point. Using your focal point. Focusing on that breath, the inhale, the exhale. Let's take another 4 breaths here. Concentrating on the inhale and the exhale. Never rushing. Just allowing it to be. On the last exhale, finally releasing the arms and then the legs, coming back to standing. Awesome. Good job. Can't see you, Bill, but I hope you did. I hope that helped. Hope you did it. Okay. Yeah, very good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and place the weight in our left foot. Bring the right knee up, or the left knee up, sorry. And we're going to cross that over the right leg. And maybe even wind your foot around. You can also use your foot as a kickstand if you prefer to stay that way. You don't have to completely balance. It's all a journey. So now bring the left arm under the right, lifting the elbows to shoulder height. Draw your navel in, again finding that drishta, your non-moving point. Focusing on your breath. Breathing. Let's take about 4 inhales now here. Breathe here. And on the next inhale, we'll go ahead and release our arms and then the legs, and finally coming to rest on both feet. Very good. Let's work on our next sequence. So let's go ahead and inhale as you reach your arms up over your head. Exhale to sit back into Utkatasana chair pose. So your spine is long, you're reaching your arms alongside your ears. It's very energizing. And then place the weight in your heels. You should be able to wiggle your toes here. Breathe, nice deep breaths. And let's exhale to forward fold, Uttanasana. And then hands find the shins, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway up. Exhale, hands to the mat, feet go back. And vinyasa through. Inhale up, exhale to downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and exhale. We're gonna actually do some waves, waving forward. First, starting by lifting our pelvis and moving forward and coming into plank. And we're going to move backward. And so we're going to do that for a count of 10. And we'll go through that several times, 4 times. So inhale as you lift your heels and your pelvic bone, and you're rounding your back. So we're at about 4 now. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and finally straighten your back for a full plank. 10. And then we're going to go the reverse. So inhale to lift your shoulders, rounding your back at the top, and then finally moving to the bottom, and your spine, your pelvis lifts, and you bring your heels down. So that was, sorry, I didn't count. Let's do that again. Inhale to lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're in full plank. We're going to go the reverse. So inhale to lift. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do that once more. So inhale to lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And reverse it. Inhale to lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and come into a full plank once again, counting back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now place the left hand in the middle of the mat. We're going to look to the right so that we're in a side plank. You can keep a knee down on the earth if that works better for you. Maybe today you might need it. I don't know. It's up to you. Your body will tell you, or you can keep them straight, staggering your feet, or you can stack them. If you want to stack your feet, lifting your shoulders are stacked, and you're lifting your pelvic bone. So the most important thing is to lift the pelvic bone here. Breathe here. And if you want to go one more step, you can certainly lift the right leg off the ground. And then go ahead and bring that leg down if you brought it up. Bring the hand down to the mat. And let's bring the knees to the earth and go into another child's pose here. Hips to heels. Forehead or third eye can land on the mat. You can extend your legs and your arms in front of you, or bring them alongside your body. Nice deep breaths. Just reconnect with your breath. One last time. And finally, extend your hands forward. Inhale to lift yourself up, coming back into your Adho Mukha Savasana. Let's go ahead and do that. Come into the plank pose. We'll count backward to 10, from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place the right hand in the middle of the mat. Look to the left. Again, you can keep that knee down if it's better for you today. You might need it. Just practice self-care, making sure you don't over-exert yourself. Shoulders are stacked, hips are stacked. And you lift your pelvic bone. You can stack your feet if you like. And you can also lift that foot off the ground if it's available to you. Lifting the pelvic bone is most important here. And go ahead and bring that hand down to the mat. And let's go ahead and clear it out with another vinyasa. So let's exhale through your vinyasa. Inhale to lift. And exhale back into downward facing dog. And let's go ahead and walk to the top of the mat, first with the right foot and then with the left. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, coming all the way back up. Exhale, hands to heart. Just reconnect with your breath here. And let's go ahead and begin again. Inhale, lifting our arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway up, hands come to shins. Exhale, land your hands on the mat, feet go back. And let's go ahead and go through your vinyasa once again. Inhale to rise. Exhale to downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and inhale that right leg up high to the sky. Exhale, landing that foot between the hands. Back heel goes flat. So we've got heel to heel alignment. And we're lifting on the inhale to Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. So your knee tracks over the second toe. And your back foot is at a slight angle. You're pressing through the long edge of that back foot. And spinning that, that thigh forward towards squaring to the top of the mat. Shoulders slide down the back. You're lifting the crown of the head. And again, you're externally rotating at the hip, but where the bone meets its socket in the pelvis, you're internally rotating attempting to square the hips to the top of the mat. So lifting the crown of your head, draw your navel in, feel this warming of this pose. And let's go ahead and come into a peaceful warrior again, landing your right hand on the back thigh, reaching up with the left. Breathing here. Opening up. Inhale to lift yourself, your arms back up. And we're going to go ahead and bring our hands behind us, interlace the fingers. We're coming into humble, so bring the shoulders down the back. Inhale to lift. And exhale, coming inside that right knee. The right ear goes down next to the knee. Maybe the crown of the head shines toward the earth. You're looking toward the back foot. Hands can come up any amount. And inhale to rise back up. Inhale to lift your arms up again. Let's go ahead and bring our left elbow under our right. So we're twisting into that eagle pose again. And we're going to bring those elbows up and do a slight back bend here. Looking up toward the sky. And inhale, coming back to center. Unwrap your arms. And exhale, hands down to the mat. Lift that foot up. Send the right foot back. And vinyasa through any way you like, one-legged or two. Inhale to rise. Exhale to downward facing dog. Connecting with your breath. Very nice. And whenever you're ready, we're going to inhale that left leg up high to the sky again. Exhale, landing that foot between the hands. Back heel goes flat. You've got heel to heel alignment to remember that. So you're inhaling as you rise to Virabhadrasana 1. Once again, lifting up your arms. And let's come into that peaceful warrior again. Left arm comes down and right arm reaches up. Breathe here. Maybe put a deeper bend in that knee. Focusing on your breath. Inhale to bring both arms up. Let's do that humble warrior once again. Bring the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, maybe the opposite way you did last time. And bring the shoulders down the back. Lift the crown of your head on the inhale. Exhale to bend forward inside that left knee. Pressing through the long edge of that back foot. We're actually trying to create weight in that back foot so that we equalize the weight as much as possible between both feet. Crown of the head points toward the earth. Inhale to lift up. Bring your arms up over your head again. Let's bring that right elbow under the left. Inhale to lift your elbows to shoulder height. And once again, we're going to do a little back bend. So inhale to lift even more, looking up toward the sky. Breathing here, maybe put a deeper bend in that knee. You should feel this in your hip flexor. Inhale to go back to center. And exhale, releasing it. And coming down to the mat. Sending that left foot back. Vinyasa through. Once again. Inhale, back to downward facing dog. I'm just going to check the time. So go ahead and reconnect with your breath here at your own pace. Just moving through the flow. If you want to do more than one vinyasa, you're certainly welcome to. And let's go ahead and meet at the top of the mat. First with your left foot, then with your right. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, coming all the way back up. And exhale, finally hands to heart. Let's go ahead and step our right leg back behind us so that we come into a wide leg spread. So you're looking toward the right side of your mat. And your feet are about as far as your arms would be if you threw a plumb line from your wrists down to your feet. And let's go ahead and place our hands on our waist and inhale to lift your sternum and exhale to bend, hinging at your hips. And your feet can even be, your toes can even be slightly pointing inward. So you can adjust that as you come down. And then take another inhale when you're halfway there and exhale to go all the way down. Maybe your hands come to the ground. Allowing your crown to shine toward the earth. Creating length in your spine. Just breathe here. This is a calming pose. And let's go ahead and bring our hands forward so that they're right under your face. So bring the right hand to the mat and inhale to lift the left arm up, looking to the left. And exhale, hand down, switching, placing the left hand down, right arm goes up, looking to the right. Opening up those shoulders, twisting at the waist. You should feel your torso twist. Exhale, switching again. Inhale, arm up. Looking to the left. You should have a little weight in the palm of your hand as well. Exhale, arm down, switching, looking to the left. The right. Exhale, hand down. And let's go ahead and walk our hands to the left foot and bend here, opening up. You can feel free to use a block and not go so far if it's unavailable to you. Just opening up your shoulders if you can, get a little twist in here. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, over to the left side, the right side, opening up here. Inhale, lifting back up. Let's do that one more time on the left. Inhale to open up. Maybe your arm reaches long. Exhale, coming back to center and going over to the left side, opening up, or the right side, sorry. Keep switching it. And bring those hands back to center. Let's go ahead and walk our hands to the top of the mat. Frame your foot. Send that foot back and vinyasa through here. Inhaling to rise. Exhale, going through your flow at your own pace. And when you're ready, we'll meet at the top of the mat. You can either step. If you want to jump, you can jump. Come to the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, look forward, and give a nice little hop. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, coming all the way back up. And exhale, hands to heart. So I'm going to go ahead and step back with my left foot. So we're going to be looking at the left side, long left side of our mats, and then come into a goddess pose. So heels come in, toes point out, arms are shoulder height. And we're going to bend to the left first. And inhale up. Exhale over to the right. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. Inhale up. Let's go ahead and bring I'm going to switch so I can see you. And then bring the left arm under the right, reaching up. Bring your elbows up. Maybe even pressing your hands away from your face. and lift your heels. Just breathe here, draw your navel in, maybe focusing on a drishta. Let's do some pulses. We'll do 4 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 4th. Stay down, low. Hold it. 2, 3, and then inhale to rise. Exhale, arms come out. Let's just straighten your legs here and reach long, making a star shape. And then just bend to the left. Inhale back up. Exhale over to the right. Breathing. Inhale back up. Now let's bend our knees again. This time the left arm comes under the right, or whichever you didn't do last time, do this time. And maybe press your arms away from your face. Lifting those elbows to shoulder height. And lifting those heels up. And let's go ahead and pulse it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it down. Breathe. Focus on that drishta. Draw your navel in. Focus on that breath. Inhale to rise back up, letting the heels, and then finally unwrapping your arms. And let's go ahead and bring our feet together. Let's do a quick dancer pose. So weighting that right foot, bring the left leg up, and then you can tilt forward. You can hold a chair or a wall if you need to, and just balance here, extending your arm, and maybe lifting that knee up. Pressing the foot into the hand is helpful. I'll turn so you can see me. So you lift, reaching, and maybe even getting a back bend. And just a nice deep stretch here, balancing, focusing on that drishta, always using a drishta in a balanced pose, focusing on your breath. Inhale, coming back to standing, and finally releasing that foot. Let's go ahead and do the other side. So weighting the left foot, bringing the right leg up, or whichever you did last time to the other this time, I apologize. And go ahead and bend so that you're slowly coming into this dancer pose. Pushing your foot into your hand is helpful. Lifting your knee, reaching your arm out, focusing on a drishta. Take a few breaths here. 3 more breaths. And finally releasing it, standing tall, and bring your foot down. And finally, we're going to come down to the mat. So slowly come down to a seat, your seat, and then lift your knees so that we come into Navasana. Lifting those knees, you can have your hands behind the knees, or you can straighten them. Arms can come alongside your legs like this, or keep them behind your knees, whichever you prefer. And just focus on your breath, lifting your sternum here, shoulders slide down the back. And let's come halfway down, using your breath, focusing. You can do this. And then come a quarter of the way down, keeping yourself lifted. Breathe through it. It's all in your mind. Exhale, coming down to the mat. Let's go ahead and lift back up again. 1, 2, 3, up. Breathing. And go ahead and come into full Navasana if you'd like that. Lifting your sternum, drawing the shoulders away from the ears, lifting the crown of the head. Focusing on your breath. You can do this. And then come halfway down. Breathing, focusing, lifting that sternum, and then come a quarter of the way down, lifting your sternum, your chest, lifting your chin, and exhale, landing everything on the mat. Bring your knees into your chest and rock from side to side. Nice deep breaths. And let's come into, we're going to do a bridge pose. This time, if you have a block at home, I want you to put it between your legs. And this is an exercise to get the right action inside your legs when you're doing bridge. So we want your legs to be tight together, as tight as they can be, but hip distance apart. Your feet are hip distance apart. And we're going to lift up slowly. Our hands are alongside our bodies, lifting your pelvic bone slowly, coming up onto your shoulders. And you're going to feel that block in between your legs, holding it there. And then you can interlace your fingers here if you like, pressing your arms into the earth, really lifting up. So notice how your inner thighs spin inward to hold this block in place, if you have one there. And then pressing your hips up toward the sky. And let's go ahead and release those hands and then the shoulders, coming down one vertebrae at a time onto the earth. Breathing. And finally, when you're there, go ahead and release your legs, release that block, placing it down. Now we'll do that again without the block this time, but I want you to try to maintain that action inside your legs. So let's inhale as you lift your pelvic bone, feeling the inner thigh spin inward, downward, and we're coming onto our shoulders. And interlace your fingers maybe the opposite way, lifting the pelvic bone, coming onto your shoulders here, really getting a nice back bend in your back. Remembering to spin those inner thighs inward. You want to keep those legs parallel. And then maybe even move your chin away from your chest if it's on your chest. Nice deep breaths. Opening up your shoulders. Exhale, landing, slowly unleashing your hands. Then your shoulders coming down one vertebrae at a time. Finally, landing your back on the mat. Let's do that one more time. You can do, if you have a wheel in your practice, you can do that right now. Or you can do another bridge. So I'll cue the bridge. Inhale to lift the pelvic bone off the ground. Pressing your feet into the mat. Spinning those inner thighs. And interlace your fingers. If you want to do bridge, pressing into the mat so that you lift your pelvic bone. And if you want to do bridge, go ahead and lift yourself up. Or wheel, I'm sorry, this is wheel. And just hold yourself, breathing. And if you come down, if you're in a wheel, go ahead and come down on the back of your head, not on top of your head. Slowly coming down, and also for bridge, lower yourself slowly, one vertebrae at a time. And finally, just bring your knees into your chest and just sway from side to side gently. And we can come into happy baby now. So bring your feet up and bring your hands onto the soles of your feet. Nice little massage on your back if you rock from side to side. Let's just do a one-legged happy baby. So bring that left leg down and bring the right leg up. Keep the right leg where it is. So you're just doing a half happy baby. And then your knee kind of goes inside your armpit. You can use both hands to pull it in a little bit more. Maybe opens it up. Your hamstring is nice and warm now, so hopefully you don't injure that. But just stop wherever you feel any pain. Just a little bit of stretch is good. And we'll go ahead and unleash that and then bring the left leg up and do that half happy baby on the left side. Pressing the foot down, knee goes into the armpit. Lengthening the spine. One more breath. And then go ahead and bring it down to the mat. And if you want to come into a legs up the wall or shoulder stand, you can do that, whatever you prefer. If you do shoulder stand, don't turn your head. And if you want to come into plow, you can go ahead and do that. Scissor your legs, playing here any way you like. Try to resist the temptation to wrap your thumb around your torso. Keep your hand flat on your back. And then finally, if you're in plow or shoulder stand, go ahead and come down to the mat one vertebrae at a time. And let's go ahead and cross the right leg over the left and bring your knees, bend your knees and hold your ankles, pulling them in tight. Breathe here. And let's go ahead and twist to the right. Bring those knees to the right and gaze over your left shoulder, feeling a nice detoxifying twist in your spine. Breathe. And just luxuriate in what you just did. You should be proud of yourself. Inhale, knees back to center. Let's unravel our knees and then wrap the left knee over the right. Bend the knees, grasp the ankles, pull them in tight. Nice stretch in the legs. Breathe here. And let's bring those knees over to the left as you gaze to the right. Nice deep breaths. Inhale, lifting yourself back to center. And let's go ahead and extend our legs. Let's go bring our arms above us and point your toes and reach long in both directions. Nice deep stretch of your body. Let's take a nice big inhale. Big inhale. And then exhale, relaxing everything. And go ahead and bring your arms alongside your body now. Extend your legs. Filling up space. And just maybe your hands face the sky. Relax here. Connecting with your breath. And maybe unfurrow your eyebrows if they're furrowed. Soften your forehead. And if your teeth are clenched, separate your teeth. Float your tongue. Allow your body to sink into Earth's gravity's pull. Nice deep breaths. Feel your heels pressing down. Feel the calves connecting with the earth. Your thighs and your pelvic bone. Your back, your shoulders. Feel the arms pressing into earth. Feel your hands. And maybe you can notice the blood rushing through your hands and your fingertips. The energy that's in your hands from all those chaturangas and vinyasas. And just allowing your body to sink. Your head is heavy. Your ears are sinking down. Everything's heavy, floating weightlessly in space. Focus your mind on your breath. If a thought enters your mind, just acknowledge it, allow it to pass, and gently bring your mind back to your breathing. Chest rises on the inhale, falls on the exhale. Rising, falling, rising, falling, starting to slowly bring life back into your body. Maybe you want to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And maybe you want to circle your hands and your feet. Just slowly waking yourself up. Gently allowing your body to feel life again. Movement. And once you feel ready, just slowly bend your knees and bring your knees gently and slowly into your chest. And just sink over to your right side, just staying here in the fetal pose, just for a couple breaths, allowing yourself to wake up slowly. Only when you feel ready, firmly press your left hand into the earth and lift yourself up, coming into a comfortable seated pose, facing me, crossing your legs, maybe the opposite way you did last time in the beginning. Just having your hands on your knees, maybe in a receptive pose. And if you want a drishta, a mudra, you can place a middle finger at your thumb. Just breathe here. Let's just take one big inhale. And exhale, releasing all that air out of our bodies. And let's inhale as we reach our arms up over our heads. Exhale as we bow and say namaste. Thank you. Thank you for joining me, you guys. Good to see you, Lisa.
Good to see you.
Yeah. Awesome. Bye, hun.
Bye, sweet. Love you.
Love you too. How are you, Bill and Mary? Good?
Great. That was just what we needed.
Aw, look at that beautiful view at Eileen's place. My gosh. Wow. So how's your weekend gonna go? I'm all alone here.
We're doing sports.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, we have one flag football game on Saturday and one baseball game on Sunday.
Oh, wow. That's
Now
nice.
But you have Kimberly, I guess.
Yeah, she's here for the weekend, and Tom and Blake are gone, so it's the girls' house, girls' pad. Good to see you, Eileen.
Sorry, I fell asleep during the Shavasana.
You did? That's awesome. That's the best.
This week, so I haven't been getting a lot of sleep.
Oh, I'm so glad you could rest. I hope, that's a really good, it's a very concentrated amount of sleep. And if you're meditating, it really energizes you. So I hope. I'm sorry I woke you up, but anyway.
Oh, no, it was good. It was
Oh, okay. Well, it's a beautiful view there. Okay,
Yeah.
I've lost it.